Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Hey, it's your buddy Moo Juice Magic here. We have some interesting video footage we're going to watch here. It's a news thing about a store robbery gone quite awry for the would-be robber. Let's watch this.
A teenage boy shot and killed inside a New Orleans East convenience store has been identified. According to NOPD, 16-year-old Cecil Baptiste and an 18-year-old accomplice were robbing that store at gunpoint when a clerk opened fire, killing Baptiste. Paul Murphy has the latest on that shooting.
The teenage boy captured on security camera video brandishing a handgun with an extended magazine inside Sam's Meat Market was identified as 16-year-old Cecil Baptiste. According to court documents, two suspects we now know as Baptiste and 18-year-old Tioni Juarez were involved in Tuesday night's armed robbery at the store in New Orleans East. Video shows the man identified as Juarez wearing a black ski mask. Baptiste is seen pointing a gun at a clerk working the cell phone counter, then stuffing cash and other items in his pockets. As the suspects exited the store, the clerk at the phone counter pulled out a gun and opened fire.
I mean, he was pointing a gun at him.
A bullet struck Baptiste in the abdomen, causing him to collapse to the ground. Orleans District Attorney Jason Williams did not want to talk specifics about the case, but he told our partners at WWL Radio, once somebody puts a gun in your face, the rules change.
It's painfully obvious to anyone who saw that video what those two people were doing in that store, and that shop owner did not ask for that exchange.
According to the initial police report, Juarez returned fire and was struck in the right forearm as he ran from the store. Police say an unknown woman drove Juarez to University Medical Center and left as he entered the hospital. He was treated for a gunshot wound and arrested by the NOPD. Loyola law professor Dane Cialino said in Louisiana, unlike some other jurisdictions, Juarez can't be held accountable for Baptiste's death.
He can't be charged with a homicide crime because this killing was done by the victim rather than by a co-felon.
Video shows the phone clerk leave and return seconds later, shooting Baptiste 2 times as he struggled on the floor. Baptiste later died at UMC. Cialino doubts the clerk will be charged in the shooting.
That clerk was in obviously a high-stress situation and saw the perpetrator still moving with a gun.
Juarez is now facing charges including armed robbery, aggravated battery, and the illegal use of a weapon. His bond was set at $170,000. Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.
Hey, sir.
The crazy part is that the 18-year-old's going to get away pretty much scot-free. That's the freaking crazy part. He's going to get a slap on the wrist. He might get some jail time. Realistically, though, he's not going to be... He's not in a bag. He's not on a slab. He's not on the ground. So the store clerk there, 100% in my opinion, that's aside from the poor shooting technique, again, high stress situation, a guy's pointing a gun in your face, fingers on the trigger, you don't know what's up, there's 2 dudes in there, other guys, your coworker's getting a gun pointed at him, he points a gun at you, they both point guns at you when they're walking out of the store. Screw that, somebody points a gun at you, your arm, waste him, dude. 16 or not, you don't know he's 16. The crazy part is, it sucks because, the whole thing's crazy. The sucky part is, kid's 16. How much life could he have lived had he not made those decisions? And at what age do we say is old enough to, if you get in a fist fight with a 16-year-old because they assault you, you could go to jail for assaulting a minor. Maybe we should reevaluate some of these things that we look at as laws and correct them. I've had situations that I've seen. I haven't had them personally, but I've seen situations where underage assailant attacks an adult, gets dropped, the adult goes to jail. That's pretty incorrect. In this case, I think they're doing the right thing, not going after the clerk. The clerk is, well, I know they're doing the right thing. It's pretty obvious. It's pretty point and dry. There's not a lot to say about it aside from make better choices, raise your kids a little better. And the 18-year-old guy, if you're with a kid, a minor, should you be held accountable for what that minor does in your presence, especially if you're committing a crime together? Louisiana is their own place. I can't tell you how their law should work there. I don't know. I don't even know in this situation. I think that you would be found liable to a degree. In California, I'm not sure though. That would make sense. That would make sense because in California, if you have a home, you own a home, you have kids, and say they have a party, and the kids come to your house, and they find your firearms. One of their friends sneaks off, and you're not home. Say, sneak off, find your firearm, and commit a crime with it. You're liable for it. Stupid as that sounds, it's a thing here. Or if they party and they drive home from your house, then you're liable for them partying. So why isn't this 18-year-old liable? That's up to Louisiana, and maybe that's something Louisiana can think about in circumstances like this. All in all, it's super unfortunate, and of course you see that Glock with the extendo mag seems to be the one of the weapons of choice for ne'er-do-well teens and stupid people that want to rob places. And yeah, aside from that, Clark did what he needed to do. I kind of winced in my soul when he was shooting towards the direction of his coworker. I don't know if his coworker was still back behind the other counter, but that definitely, obviously hit his target. At least one of them. Sounds like he hit the other one in the arm, which is unfortunate. I mean, if anybody should have been iced, it should have been the adult, the 18-year-old. If anybody should have been the one that did not make it, it should have been the 18-year-old. Unfortunately, the 16-year-old pulled the gun on the guy that had the gun first. So, cut and dry, I think, there. What do you guys think? Is there a way we avoid this as a society constructively? Is there a way that we can address these things? Is this a product of a broken home? Is this a product of his environment, of a culture that's springing up that he's involved in? What do you think causes this directly? Like, what can we do to address this? Because the adults running things seem to be struggling with figuring this out, because these things are sadly pretty common these days. Young men getting guns, teenagers getting guns and robbing stores, kids getting firearms and robbing stores. There's no legal way that kid at 16 was owning that firearm, so don't get on me about gun laws. They don't fucking work, and this is pretty clear that this is a case here. They just don't work. What do you guys think? Where do we address this? In the home? Do we address this in the schools, in the church, in the city? How do we prevent this? These are some interesting thoughts. If you guys have some ideas, I'd like to hear them in the comments down below. Anyway, stay frosty, stay safe, and I mean, kids, if you're out thinking there's no better way than committing crime, look at this video. That kid was 16. If you're thinking this is a cool way to be, that kid was 16 and he got smoked. And if you think that can't happen to you, you are incredibly wrong. Incredibly wrong. Just saying. There's better ways to do things. Figure it out. Lots of other kids have. Don't take the excuse of, well, I'm poor. Don't take the excuse of, well, this racial system that's keeping me down. Don't buy into that crap. Don't buy into that little horse shit that people are trying to feed you. You're an individual. You're quite capable of doing something other than losing your life robbing a fucking meat store. I promise. You can figure it out if you're a smart cookie. If you're dumb as dirt, just go into politics. It works for them. And then you can commit crimes legally, I guess. Anyway, your buddy Muju's Magic here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I could use the help. And, like the video if you like it. Love you in the face. See you later.